weekly wisdom with you through the use of Oracle and Tarot. I'm so excited to join you because I'm like, hold on. I think I'm like, am I on the wrong account? It literally just said the World by Brit is going live. Like, why would it notify me if I'm going live? Anywho, I'm so excited because I just got back from Denver and speaking at Fempire in a room of 200 heart open, wild women in business really was the spark that I was needing after the last year of caretaking for my mother. And I don't know about you, but after that new moon in Taurus, where it's all about manifesting, that's why every single year in the Elevated Life Club during May, we always do some kind of manifestation or money mindset work because this is that potent time of the season to really plant those ideas and seeds on what you want to create over the next 6 months. And that full moon in Scorpio that we had brought up all the emotions, cleansed all the old angers and the fears and the doubts and the worries, and your identity that is keeping you stuck was highlighted. And now this new moon in Taurus that we just had during Fempire over the weekend really was the opportunity and the call for you to step into this next version that you're evolving into. You're reclaiming your power. You're being asked to courageously take off those masks and step into your vulnerability and authenticity as a next level version of you in leadership. Hey, it's so good to see you, Lisa. So I'm going to be pulling some cards this week from the Shine from the Inside, of course, my tarot, and I'll be pulling one of you on for some Spirit Says one-on-one coaching. I am just so excited because I love being in the room. It's why I've curated over 250 events over the last 15 years. And my mission is to bring women together because when you get in the room together with other powerful women, you naturally, like by proxy, up level and start to soften those walls and start to lift those chi-chis up and feeling like I can actually do this. There's a possibility for me here. Because I know when I was working at Forever 21 at 19 years old, just hoping to make enough money to pay for beauty school and overweight and honestly like going towards my dreams, but kind of like over it, I had a woman tell me a story of her losing 100 pounds. And that was it. That's all it took was that one story at Forever 21 at 19 years old, knowing that it was possible for her to lose 100 pounds. So I was going to do the same thing. And if she had not shared that story, I don't know that I would have made a decision right then and there in Forever 21 at the Collin Creek Mall that said, I'm going to go into business for myself. I'm done chasing boys. I'm going to do me. I'm going to start my own business. Like, I don't need to lean on anyone. And the moment I made that decision, I attracted Chris into my life. So this year we're celebrating 20 years and he had the same vision. He said, I'm done with chasing girls. I just want to transform into who I'm meant to be. We both had this deep desire to be able to connect with each other and be done with the shitty relationships that it actually attracted us together. And he gave me the idea, why don't you start doing hair extensions? Why don't you start doing this? How about a website? Because Chris was already very well off in business as a real estate investor, and he had gone to St. Mark's private school. He had a really solid background. He also helped build his dad's businesses from like the age of 6 and up. So he's always had his ear to the ground on what it looks like to be able to run your own business, especially one that you're passionate about. So when he met me, I had just started beauty school 2 months prior, and I was gung-ho on, I'm going to be a hairstylist. I'm going to follow my path. I get to have pink hair and tattoos and do whatever I want. You know, it was quite rebellious in like 2005. Okay. So he gave me the tools to have a solid foundation in business. And had I not gone after my goals or decided that I was done chasing boys, that I was going to focus on my career and really take it to the next level, I wouldn't have attracted the help into my life, which happened to also be my partner. So it was a win-win for me. So I'm not saying that your next business partner is going to be the one that you're banging, but I will say that asking for help and making a declaration of I'm ready for change, I'm ready to step into a new level of leadership will attract to you the right people, the right support, the right opportunities that you need to be able to make that happen. Aloha. So good to see you, Mel. So wanted to just remind you that when you put yourself in a room with powerful women, it allows you to open up and see what's possible. It also gives you the space to ask for help because all of us want to help. We all have these gifts and these talents. But if you're not asking for it and trying to be Miss Independent over there, then we can't come in and support. And so I just have to share because when I was at Fempire, I was, thinking like, oh my gosh, getting to speak on stage, like how far I've come from thinking I was just going to be a hairstylist to now empowering women to love themselves from the inside out. It was just a really beautiful reflection to see how much has grown over the last 20 years of being in business, but more importantly, like where I'm going and how big this mission really is. The Shine Tribe Sisterhood is a global movement that we've had. We just celebrated 10 years of being a sisterhood together back in February. And I just am so beyond blessed at to what has happened because I had the courage to follow an intuition, a spirit nudge that said like, hey, why don't you start bringing women together? Like, hey, everyone feels alone. Why don't you start on the full moon? Hey, why don't you burn some bullshit with your girlfriends? Had I not answered that call, we wouldn't be here together today. And as I was reflecting on that and dreaming of where we're going to go in the next 10 years, I really saw some massive impact. In fact, when I started Shine School almost 10 years ago, my goal was to have 1 million students join Shine School so that way I know that there are at least 1 million light workers out there ready with the tools to be able to confidently stand their ground in integrity and authenticity and mindful living and following their passions and having the tools to be able to do that and the sisterhood to support that. So when I was thinking about the big goals that I had set for myself over 10 years ago, I started thinking I can't do this alone. My body immediately went into like nervous system like, huh, but I've been by myself ish. I do have a little bit of a team, but my main assistant, and you've heard me talk about this, has been on maternity leave for 8 months. And so that really put a limit to my capacity on what I could do moving forward, simultaneously taking care of my mom who couldn't walk after her car accident. So my capacity last year absolutely shrunk into a tiny little ball. And that forced me to focus on what was most important. And that was me and my family and my husband and my immediate clients that are in my day to day life. I didn't have the creative overflow to show up and make those silly little reels or honestly a whole lot of anything else beyond just doing what was already on my calendar. And that is just not how I like to operate. But it is also the truth of what happens when grief hits and when life says, hey, slow down. We have a mission to take care of. Side quest, help mom, help partner, help yourself. Sometimes you deny listening to your body for so long that she takes a break for you. And so during this call of getting quiet and really focusing on what is important in my life and in this chapter, it forced me to get back into the back end of my business, the emails that are going out, the systems that we have, how many freaking programs that we run, being on the hook every month for elevated life content, skipping some of the yoga and meditation videos because I literally was drowning in taking care of everybody else. It was exactly why my mom had a massive stroke. So this season allowed me to pull back and go, whoa, 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 whoa. What's my responsibility and what can I delegate or what is not mine at all? Or what have I outgrown? And yesterday was our 1 month count annual one, but I'm sitting in her house. I literally 2 days ago was thinking like I'm ready to fan, I'm ready to plus share with anyone actually. And I was sitting at her house. We had been plugging away for hours. I love that she's messaging me right now, plugging away for hours. And I'm like, we need to stand up. We need to go outside. We need to like stretch our back. We need to like get some fresh air. And we walk outside and she said, so I'm gonna put our like our monthly or our weekly meetings on Monday at noon. Is that still good for you? Just casually dropped it. I was like, wait, what does that mean? And she said, I'm back. And I literally cried into a puddle of mush of like how grateful I was, not only for the time that it gave me alone in my business to see what I really want to be doing and how I really want to be serving. And the one clear thing that came through is sisterhood. It is the community that we've built. It is doing it together. And throwing it on the calendar with a fun little theme and an outfit because this Libra loves to dress up. which is why we have our manifesting tea party this Sunday. We've got our lace gloves, we've got our fancy floral dresses. I'm just so excited. But I literally cried because she answered my prayer. She answered the intention I set over the weekend on how am I, I'm ready. How do I expand? What do I got to do? Like, I'm ready. Use me. And she answered it. She said, I'm ready to support you. I'm ready to come back. I'm like, I've missed this. Let's go. And that just allowed my entire nervous system to take a full deep breath and relax so that I could actually expand the capacity to hold while we continue to grow the events, the goddess retreats, the gatherings, the Shine School, the Sisterhood, everything. In fact, I'm writing my book and also creating a certification for you on how I've created this coaching program, how I move through the chakra systems, and how I host these retreats and events and hold that sacred space for women. I am working on that. It's been on my to-do list for years, but there's been no capacity until now, which is why I'm just feeling so excited to be back. So Brittney's back, although she spells her name different than mine. We call her B Harp. That's why if you're like, Brittney with an A, Brittney with an N-E, why? Who am I talking to? So B Harp is back. I'm freaking back. My creativity, the magic, the sparkle, the energy, like, oof, after grief is hard sometimes. And my mom said this morning, I am back. So it's interesting that it's been almost exactly a year to the date since my grandfather's passing in the car accident, but I just couldn't be more excited about the clarity and the momentum moving forward. So I want to know, before I dive into the cards today, what is something that you have been feeling traction and momentum on? This last week was really one of the most potent seed planting weeks that we have astrologically to be able to really see some actual effects of your ideas and your goals. Case in point, I was dreaming big, didn't tell anyone, and who I need to be able to support me in that expansion and growth literally met me and was like, I'm ready to come full time again. Like, oh my gosh, so exciting. I say full time. She's part time. She got 2 babies. So what evidence in your life or what manifestation are you dropping into right now so that you can expand into this next level, into this next chapter? What is showing up for you? Now, before I pull some cards, which I'm going to shuffle and set that intention, I always love to share a magical story with you. Okay, cards already flying at me. The magical story that happened at Fempire, which of course there were many, and channeling past loved ones, and that's like 5 cards. I need them to not give me so many. Channeling past loved ones, channeling business plans and new names for the business. But one thing that really stood out to me was this beautiful healer named Age. She was holding space for the entire community. And when we met and we hugged, she said, oh my God, I can feel you. I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm a medium too. Like, we're here making magic, holding space and transmuting energy. And so we had a beautiful connection. And later in the day, she came up to me and she said, Britt, you just really look like goddess Bast or Basset, depending on how you call it. It's the Egyptian cat goddess. And it honestly stunned me. I normally have something to say about everything. And when she said that, it just kind of took me aback, because that morning I had pulled a card from the tarot, as I always do. And the card that I pulled was the Page of Cups. And that is my sign from my cat Noodles. And if you've been around for a while, you know that was my spirit baby that passed. And when she said that, it kind of took me aback, because every time I did my cards, he was always with me. He was by my side. Anytime I'm praying at my altar, or lighting candles, or doing anything magical and woo-woo, that cat was there as a protector, a guardian, and an energy and space holder. And so when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, Noodles, he's like showing up big time. Well, here's where it gets crazier. The next day, I get a notification, literally the next morning, that says, your flowers will be delivered tomorrow from Bokes. I have a monthly subscription that goes to whatever is like popular for the season. Sometimes I pick it out, sometimes I send it to other people, but this time I just had it sent to myself, and whatever was the most popular bouquet for the month. And I'll be darned if it wasn't a dozen white roses, which is my absolute number one sign from Noodles. So not only did I get the tarot card that I pulled after he passed that represented his energy, I also got my number one sign from him, which is a white rose. So I just wanted to share that little spirit says moment with you, because it's a reminder that even our soul babies, our pets, our past loved ones, they all continue on with this beautiful energy of wanting to support your growth and wanting to let you know that they are just on the other side of the veil, if you will. And I always like to encourage my clients to choose a spirit sign. So for me, a white rose is Noodles, 444 is my dog Rupert. And I've just created different categories of signs to allocate for my different past loved ones. So that way, my logical brain doesn't think, oh, a butterfly or a coin or a rainbow or the thing with my dad's name on it. That's not it. That's not really a sign. I had a client one time, she said she sat down at a picnic table and her dad's name after we had gone to the goddess retreat and done the cabin hypnosis where we talked to our past loved ones. She literally sat down at a lunch table the next day after goddess retreat, and her dad's name was carved into the actual wood of the picnic table. And she sent a picture. She's like, "Do you think this is from my dad?" Ma'am, it is his name carved at the place that you sat down literally a day or so after you left Goddess Retreat and connected with him. So sometimes our logical brain has a really funny way of blocking out the signs and thinking like, oh, that's just normal. That's totally normal. So I always like to remind you that if you pick the sign like a pink car, you all know that's like my main spirit sign from just like in general of like, are you there? Are you there, God? Are you supporting me? Pink car is what I chose. So I have different songs that mean different things. I have songs for the animals. So I want you to pick your spirit sign. And if you have a past loved one or a pet that you've given a sign to, drop that in the chat, because I want to know what is that sign for you. And there's no wrong answer. That's the fun thing. I always love knowing what people's signs are. Some of them are very random, like an octopus, or there's just so random and so all over the board that I think I could just list anything and that might be someone's sign. So drop it in the chat. Let me know what is your spirit sign. Okay, cards for the week. I have missed y'all. Had to share a little chat about what's been going on and what I am seeing for the future of the Shine Tribe Sisterhood. And I'm just so excited for the growth and expansion available. Here's the card. Lindsay, oh my gosh. First of all, hold on. Sparkle magic to Miss Goddess Lindsay. I'm so excited to come celebrate the love that you and your partner have. This wedding, I'm like seriously so pumped about. So all the love your way. Okay, first card for the week is today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. If this is not a reflection of what we were just talking about, of how we're being called into something bigger, how our dreams and the visions that we hold in our heart and our spirit has for us, they are sometimes a little scary because they are beyond what we even thought was possible for us. This morning, I pulled the Wheel of Fortune card, which is all about being open to a possibility that you never expected. And that to me got me excited, because I thought, you know what? Anywhere I'm limiting myself, surprise me. Show me how good it can get. Show me what opportunities are available beyond the, fears and the blocks that I put up because we all self-impose and we all self-limit unconsciously. That's the part. Like if we knew we were doing it, we'd probably stop. I think that's not true for everyone. But I'd like to think that us mindful and intentional beings that want to live from that place of devotion would recognize when we have the awareness of something we don't like, we would stop doing it. Easier said than done. But what this is showing me is that there is room for change. There is room for growth. And if you could just allow a little mustard seed of faith in your mind of possibility, that would open the door to the limitations where you have shut it closed. And the next thing is actually, let me tune in. See you Saturday. So excited. Dancing figure that's in Native American culture for my grandma Marty. Only seen it once. Oh, that's powerful. See, the more specific you get, the more potent it is when it does show up. Cardinals and 333 for Emily. So beautiful. Okay. Lauren says that's me, week card. And I got approved for my second ever credit card, which gave me a $150 Amazon card today. Ooh, abundance is rolling in, sister. And it's so good. Today has been so slow and sleepy. Yesterday was amazing, realizing so much right now. Okay, so to keep going with the reading, we have slow down and rest. You need it. If this isn't the truth, when I was on stage, I channel and I don't always control what spirit has to say. And I don't usually put a damper or a stronghold on, will that be embarrassing? Is that too much? And spirit literally said, if you want to hear me, If you want to hear your higher self, your guidance, your angels, your guides, then you have to shut the fuck up. That's literally what they said. You have to get quiet. You have to slow down enough to get back into your body, out of your head, to be able to feel the sensations, to feel the emotions, and to be able to have the clarity between, if you're stuck in your head, then you're never going to find that information up there. You have to slow down, get back into the body, and feel, is this the next right move for me? Yes, we can use our logic to play the possibility game of like pros and cons, but ultimately it boils down to how you feel in your heart. And this card, Slow Down and Rest, You Need It, is a great reminder that only you can do that for you. No one can slow you down. No one can prioritize your self-care and your health. Health is the first wealth. So if you're looking to create something new, to step into a higher realm of capacity of service, then you have to be the one to take care of you. If you're the one pouring into everyone else, who's going to pour into you? Okay, besides me, I'm going to do that for you. As your coach and mentor, I will pour into you. But the truth is, it only lasts for so long because you will pour it out into the next person you serve, into the children that you are making dinner for, into the partner that you're supporting. And then it's up to you to continue that cycle. So every single day, I want you to carve out sacred time to pour back into you. Even if you don't have a regular morning and evening routine, this is our promise. And like, this is your vow that you're creating, that you are going to actually prioritize. The first lesson I teach in Shine School is schedule it or it ain't happening. And so this is your invitation to start scheduling self-care. I'll never forget working with a client who owned many businesses. She was just breaking through that 10K month subscription money that she had like a subscription service, and she had just broken through the 10K month barrier. And I had her pull on one of our coaching calls. I said, okay, pull up your calendar, like share your screen. Let me take a look at it and show me, what color is your self-care? And she said, what do you mean, what color is my self-care? I'm like, where do you block off your self-care? Let me see your calendar. She pulls it up and it's back to back to back to back of, I mean, like business bullshit, stuff that does have to get done. But nowhere did I see a yellow block, which is what she said her color was for self-care. I'm like, I'm looking for the yellow and I don't see any of it. So we right then and there blocked off different like throughout the schedule, a recurring reminder every single day, like you have to take care of yourself. So where have you been needing to slow down, and how can you show up for yourself in a way that allows you to rest, to let go, to release, to actually slow down enough to listen to what your body's asking you for? Okay, last card for the week. Write down your goals and dream big. We have 2 rainbows in the house this week. So this is saying, with that new moon in Taurus that we just had, your seeds of desire and manifestation and intention setting are potent right now. So write down those goals. There's a statistic in my guidebook for the Oracle deck on this card that says you are 42% more likely to achieve the goals that you write down, which is why I ask you to always write them down. It's one of the first things that we do when we start working together in my 90-day coaching transformation, is getting all those ideas, all those dreams down onto paper so that we can start to organize it, strategize, and put an actual system behind all the dreams that you do have so that you can stay consistent and not feel overwhelmed. So with this card showing up this week, it is really showing me that you are here to create and dream up something beautiful, that anything that drops into your heart is absolutely a possibility. But you have to create space for it to show up by slowing down, by getting rid of some of those 95 tasks open in your brain, and actually drop into the body so you can relax enough to receive the information for the clarity that you've been searching for. And once that drops in, then start writing it down like a crazy person. All the ideas, all the dreams. What is it going to take to get there? This is your assignment for the week, is start writing down all of those goals. Every single Sunday, I sit down with my journal and I write, what am I focusing on? What are my relationship goals? What are my health goals? What are my business goals? And what are my personal goals? Every single Sunday, I write that down. That way, throughout the week, when my ADD kicks in and I'm like, I don't want to do anything, I just want to hang out outside, it'd be so fun, I'm a fairy, I can pull up my calendar and go, actually, 3 o'clock, I need to start writing those emails, which is what I was doing right before we got on here. I just created the most beautiful series to welcome in all the summer solstice guests. So they'll be getting emails every multiple times all the way through the next month, so that they are reminded of how amazing they are for showing up for themselves and contributing to the room, and all the fun secrets and surprises that are happening throughout the experience I'll be kind of sharing through emails. Okay. Hi, Jamie. Good thing to get back into doing. I'm creating something beautiful, but getting lost in it. Got to write it down. Yes. After us working together, that is such an important piece of the process is if we have too many thoughts, too many ideas swirling around in our mind, then it's going to be really hard to figure out what is the next step because you can only take one step at a time. Okay, as we've been doing, I'd love to bring one of you on for a live one-on-one here on Instagram. I can only see you guys on Instagram. Oh, let me pull up my YouTube chat. I always forget that here. Yes. Oh, hi, Steph. So good to see you. So, so good. Okay, so if you want to pop on for a live card pull, then just add yourself to my Instagram and I will bring you on here. But I just want to end by saying how important it is for you to really sit down this week to make some space, to light a candle, to do the hot bath, to go get a massage. Take some time for you to just come back into your body. If you're anything like me, planning our 6th annual event for over 100 women, then you're probably in busy mode, go mode. And if you have kids, oh my gosh, it's like turning into summer. And so you're probably doing all the things, going all the graduations or all the parties or all the this and all the that. And it can be a lot. So if you start to feel that a lotness, that burnout, that overwhelm, then that is your body's way of saying, hey girl, hey, fucking chill. Don't ignore it. Do not ignore the body signals that say rest. It doesn't make you weak. In fact, it will charge you up so much that you'll be twice as powerful when you come out of that resting cocoon. So take the time that you need to slow down, open up your mind to creative possibility and see where you have those limits. I did a coaching call today and she said, you know what? I literally just checked out in whatever you said. My body started resisting it. I didn't want to hear it and I totally tuned you out. But that's a pattern. I recognize it. And I can't wait to go watch back the playback to see what the heck was I resisting. I thought that was one of the most potent and powerful experiences in working with someone is when you're coaching them, they immediately see that they're triggered, they're doing the pattern, and they're ready to put a stop to it. I mean, that's when you know you're on the precipice of transformation. Okay, anyone feel called to jump on? Sometimes these requests to join don't always come through. So I'm just popping that open. Hello, everyone. Okay, perfect. Well, then, if we are all good for the week, I will end that there. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you know a soul sister who would love this message, please tag them, share it, post it on your stories, whatever you got to do to spread the sparkle magic. It really does help to spread the open-heartedness of this sisterhood so that we can start to do this together. We can collaborate, we can connect in community and no longer do it alone. So please tag a soul sister, share it. And if you want to get in the room, we have our manifesting tea party that's happening this Sunday in Frisco, although I'm pretty sure we're down to like our last ticket because we only have so much space in that beautiful vegan gluten-free bake shop, Sweet Jilly's. And if you want to come to the most epic event of the year, Summer Solstice, our 6th annual Women's Wellness Celebration. It is a mind, body, soul healing experience where we have expert teachers coming in, sharing their wisdom. We have a community growth panel, a business mindset panel, and a wellness panel with some incredible speakers this year. I am so excited to bring the magic that we always have every year, but in a new and different and creative, fun way. So if you already have your ticket, sending big sparkle magic that we get to hang out in person for 12 hours of magic. And if you signed up for the slumber party, we'll get even more time together. We do have just a few spots for vendors. So if you know a woman in business who would love to showcase her magic, her services, her goods, her products, whatever, this is your invitation to join us to shine a light on the magic that you make and how you show up in the community. And if you're just like, I need to be poured into, I am taking care of everyone else, I need to slow down and rest, but also have the most freaking fun, then this is your invitation to join us at Summer Solstice this year, June 19th at Oak and Ivy in Aubrey, Texas. We are so excited to celebrate 6 years of making magic together and shining a light on amazing women in business. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This has been so fun, and I can't wait to catch y'all next week. All right, peace. Bye.